Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay, here to talk some Packers this evening. We're going to talk a little Jordan Love, Christian Watson, kind of a continual conversation from a video I did earlier today. I want to get everybody's take on that in the chat as well as Tim's, and kind of talk about how they are just soaring to the top in terms of PFF grades. They seem to look at both of those guys as elite players now here in 2025. Really exciting stuff. And then, of course, we'll jump into Chalk Talk, breaking down 15 plays from the Packers win over the Chicago Bears. This was a fun one too, man. It's so cool, Tim, to see as the game unfolds and you get into that fourth quarter where we talk about it being a standalone game. It was cool to see Matt LaFleur kind of go back to his staple, his slot cross, that type of stuff. It was really, really fun to see him just kind of go, okay, let's get back to what we're really good at here real quick and just go ahead and put this thing away. Absolutely awesome seeing that. So how you doing tonight, buddy?
Ready to talk some ball, man. It's a beautiful day to talk Packers, man.
That's right. Absolutely. So if you guys are new here, welcome into PTA. Thank you all for making us a part of your evening. Just a few rules here, a few disclaimers. We're not experts. Surprise! We're not media members. We're not anything like that. What we are fans, just like you, talking Packers on a daily basis. So if you're looking for that type of content, pregame shows, postgame shows, in-depth analysis, film study, breaking down the analytics and grades, all that good stuff, responding to breaking news throughout the day, all that type of stuff. Just make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell icon so you get it dinged right to your phone. PTA went live. What happened? Right. And no, it's not Clayton asking for bail money today. So just make sure you guys got that clicked and you'll be notified every time we do go live. We appreciate everybody hanging out. I know the chat's already lit up. Everybody's excited to dive into this win over the Chicago Bears. But before we do, Tim, I want to hit something real quick, man. I talked about this on the show earlier today, and we played a couple audio clips from the McAfee show, and they were talking with Jordan Love, and it was so cool hearing Jordan just kind of shine the light back on Chris and shine the light back on Matt LaFleur. Never takes credit himself. Pat had to say it a couple of times, like, yeah, and you're playing a hell of a good quarterback position right now too. But man, when I logged into PFF, I knew the grades were going to go up significantly based off of the individual grades with the Packers and the Bears outcome. But I did not expect this, man. Let's start with Jordan Love. Number one in the league is Matt Stafford at a 93.6. Number two, Jordan Love with an 89.9. Tim, his passing grade, man, is a 90.5 now. Just an unbelievable season. He's now passed Dak Prescott up in overall PFF grade and passing grade, as well as Drake May, the reigning MVP, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, who played MVP caliber football for a good chunk of last season, as well as started off hot this year. Justin Herbert, one of the young up-and-coming talents as well. Jalen Hurts, your reigning Super Bowl champion, right? I think he might have – did he win? I think he might have won Super Bowl MVP. Somebody fact-check me on that in the chat there if you don't mind. Mac Jones played pretty good football, being kind of a backup this year and filling in, obviously, while Brock Purdy was out. Patrick Mahomes, 76.1. Trevor Lawrence has played pretty good football this year. Jaden Daniels, Jared Goff, Tyler Shuck. Don't look now, boys, but we hit that one in the draft. It was 73.7 for Tyler Shuck when nobody was talking about him. And again, that's why you listen to people like Greg Cosell and not First Take. You know what I mean? So, but again, it's so cool. And we got to mention Caleb Williams in the number 16 spot down there with the 72.1, although the passing grade, 66.7, significantly lower than Jordan Love. Obviously, his run grade of 82.1 kind of lifts him a little higher than maybe he should be there. But what do you think about this, Tim? Jordan Love coming to number 2 spot, man. We're officially in okay. Jordan Love, I think we can expect it on a yearly basis. It's going to be ups and downs, don't get me wrong. But overall, you're going to have a guy who's going to play top 5, top 3 quarterback play, man.
Yeah, absolutely, especially down the stretch, right? We heard, that on McAfee earlier today. I mean, it's the December to Remember Toyota-thon. You got to be able to play in cold weather in Green Bay. You have to be able to close out a season. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish. I think this team had a really good start, and I think they're going to have a really good finish. And seeing J Money up there right underneath future Hall of Famer Matt Stafford makes me feel real good right now. And He's just playing at a high level, and you wouldn't know it if you talk to Jordan, right? Because he just continues to deflect that praise and put it on his teammates. But Jay Money, the dime thrower, is firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. As Chuck Jagger says here, football starts in December, man. That's right. You know, they say that you don't really know what these teams are until November, right? Once you get into November ball, that's when you kind of understand, okay, now we kind of got an idea. Because again, all through September is really turned into training camp, you know, preseason, I should say. It's really kind of the preseason. Everybody's kind of getting their feet under them because the lack of being able to practice and get physical in training camp like the old days. And then you got the preseason itself. The players don't even play typically, right? The starters don't.
Yep.
September's kind of turned into preseason. And then October is like the new September where, okay, the teams are trying to get their footing. And then November, you kind of get an idea of what these teams are and what they're going to do. So, yeah, it's really cool to kind of see Jordan, though, just continue to step up. And I agree there, Chuck, with the December comment. Deadfish says, how does Love get a 44.7 run grade? It's a great question, Deadfish. I don't know. I'm trying to think, did he fumble this year or not? Again, without PFF letting us know 100% what goes into those grades, there's really no way of knowing, right? Caldwell Corner says Rodgers in 2021, when he won the MVP, he had a 89.4 season grade via PFF. Jordan is better this season than that. That is unreal. Thank you for looking that up, Carson. That is unbelievable. 89.4 was Aaron Rodgers' PFF grade in 2021 when he won the MVP. Jordan Love's is currently 89.9. That is just wild to think about. So, and again, man, you can't say that, right, and talk about Jordan Love without talking about, okay, who are some of his targets? Like, there's got to be players that are rising to the occasion. And normally, Tim, we would say, all right, that's Tucker Kraft, right? Tucker Kraft's one of those dudes that obviously became Jordan's go-to guy. The fact that Jordan has hit a whole nother level on his play, obviously he's healthy now, which tells us the back half of 2023 was the real Jordan Love. And we were a little like, okay, let's pump the brakes a touch. But with Tucker Kraft out, now all of a sudden Christian Watson comes back. Christian Watson, he's looking like Randy Moss out there all of a sudden, man. And his PFF grade is through the roof as well. As you can see, he's the number 5 graded wide receiver at 87.0. His receiving grade at 89.0. His run block grade at 60.2. But, Tim, the only receivers that are graded higher than him are Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Drake London, Amon-Ra St. Brown, then it's Christian. Then you got George Pickens behind him, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Adams, Nico Collins, Demario Douglas, Stephon Diggs, Alec Pierce, DeAndre Hopkins, Terry McLaurin, A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, C.D. Lamb, Josh Downs, Tet McMillan, Rashee Rice, T. Higgins. Remember when everybody wanted T. Higgins in the offseason?
Yeah.
Right? Christian Watson's boat racing him right now in PFF grade. And then Justin Jefferson in the 24 spot with a 76. And like I said earlier on the show, Tim, most people look at that grade and they go, oh, yeah, well, he's having to play with J.J. McCarthy. That's true, but PFF is supposed to remove that stuff, right? It's supposed to show you how this individual player is performing, not, okay, the quarterback's playing a role in that grade. Is it perfect? Probably not. But the fact that Christian Watson is 5th and Justin Jefferson's 24th, man, the times are a-changing. It's absolutely awesome to see.
Yeah, it's so true. You can account for quarterback play for a lot of that, right? But at the end of the day, you'd think they would adjust. But we're not going to let that overshadow what Scoot's doing right now. Top 5. I mean, look at the company he's in. I mean, this is the elite of the elite in the NFL right now. You know, I mean, even that top 5, you know, Puka, you got JSN, Drake London, Amon-Ra, and then Scoot. You know, George Pickens, I've got my own theories on, but, you know, Jamar Chase and everybody else on the list. This is where you want your guy, right? And I see why a lot of fans are saying, hey, let's just call it what it is. Scoot is the number 1 in Green Bay. The way he's responded coming back from this injury is just nothing short of greatness. And I don't even think we've scratched the surface yet. You know, we've got a lot of football left, and sky's the limit for Christian Watson and Jay Love to hook up.
Yeah, and I think what you're going to see happen too, like with Jaden Reed returning, and Jaden Reed, Tim, he looked like he didn't miss a beat. There wasn't one time that I felt like, oh, he looks rusty. He looks like he's going to pick up right where he left off as well. So we need to tip our cap to the training staff and how they've handled these ACLs and these collarbones and these, Jones fractures and everything in between. It gives me all the more confidence in the world that Tucker Kraft's going to come back strong as ever next year too, man. It really does. And You think of Jaden Reed, and now you got Christian Watson. I guarantee you the Denver Broncos are going to know where number 9 is this week. Now, the Broncos, I can't wait to dive into this game because they have arguably the best defense in the league. They are an unbelievable football team. This is going to be this is Super Bowl caliber test for the Packers to go into Denver and try to get this win. Mandy was trying to get me to buy the airfare yesterday. We could fly out on Thursday. We can get there. We can go to the game, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I just want to stay right here in the studio and break the tape now is all I want to do. But that's going to be a great test. But I guarantee you, Tim, they know where's 9 at. And when that starts happening, guess what? Guess what opens up? Jaden Reed underneath, right? The running game will probably open up a little bit as well. But they do get after the quarterback a lot. But I do love the fact that Christian Watson raising his game is now going to raise Jaden Reed's game because they're going to start to bracket Christian a little bit more. And then if they start clamping back down on Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden's going to be healthy. Why not stretch the field at an X position there? And then you got Romeo working in the phone booth. So it's going to be awesome, man.
And don't forget about our boy Tay Wicks, Mr. Moneymaker on Turkey Day. So, there's definitely a lot of weapons there at the disposal. But I think you're right, Clay. I'm a big fan of this Denver game being on the schedule late in the year. The way they've been playing. This is a good test, good playoff primer, and see how we really look against, a top tier defense, especially that secondary. So I can't wait to see, man. Jordan spreads that ball around, and Christian Watson, if he's going to draw extra attention, that's going to help our offense. We didn't see it in the Chicago game because they, went single high with a, man coverage in the slot, and, we cooked them all night long with Scoot. I don't think Denver's going to be that foolish coming up on Sunday, so it'll be a lot to look for.
Yeah, it's a great point. Coach Lynn in the chat said that'll open up things for Wicks and Golden also, kind of what we were just talking about. He went on to say, along with Musgrave and Wiley. Musgrave, boys, don't look now. He looks like he's turning the corner, and I love the fact that they're not asking him to go inside and block too much. It's like, hey, let's just use him as a big receiver, man. Play to his strengths. I think that's absolutely awesome because what you end up doing is you put Musgrave out there, right? And you allow him to run some deep climbs and some corner routes. And then you got Y70, right? You got our boy Darian Kennard in there. They used him a lot in situations there on Sunday against the Bears where he was the Y and he just stayed in and pass blocked. That was it. Like it was like they wanted a 6th pass blocker to kind of help open things up in the passing game. And boy, it seemed to work. It was really, really interesting how everything unfolded for sure. So yeah, I'm with you though, man. And Wiley, I can't say enough about Wiley, man. Wiley has just been such a pleasant surprise. I think it's also taken pressure off of Musgrave and pressure off the coaching staff, Tim, so they don't have to rely on Musgrave to do things that he's not necessarily good at,
100% agree. And we're getting quality snaps out of Fitzpatrick as well. Don't sleep on him. I think the tight end room is in a good place right now, considering the loss of Tuck Norris for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be fun, man, to see how it all unfolds. But we want to hear from you guys. If you're watching this video back later, let us know in the comments. How do you feel about Jordan Love and Christian Watson? The question I've got for everybody, and you guys can throw it up in the live chat too. We'll go back and read it later, or just throw it up in the comments section if you're watching this video back, like I said, at a later date and time. We want to know, where would you rank the Jordan Love, Christian Watson connection right now? You talk about Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua, who's just lighting the world on fire, right? You think of other wide receiver and quarterback combos like maybe Bryce Young and Tet McMillan. Not that they're at that level. That's just one that comes to mind, right? Hell, maybe somebody thinks that Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze should be up there, right? I doubt it, but let's say that's the case. Where would you put Jordan Love and Christian Watson in terms of quarterback, wide receiver connection? Because I'm telling you, man, to me, it feels like they got to be right up there in the top 5, but definitely top 10. Maybe not on the same level as a Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, somebody like that. But,
dude, in the words of Emilio, the greatest to ever play the game.
Yeah,
Stop it. Let's go.
2-0 for this, says Phillip Rivers and Alec Pierce. Boy, I almost did a stream earlier today just to break the Phillip Rivers news, just to talk about it, because it's wild. I hope he's on the field, man. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's either going to be absolutely horrible or we're going to be going, I'll be damned, the old man still got it. It's going to be awesome. So, but anyway, you guys let us know in the comments what you think. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you're notified anytime we do go live here in the future. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Tim, let's do it, man. Let's waste no time. Let's jump right into Chalk Talk. We got 15 plays. Emilio may be joining us here shortly. We'll see. But let's jump right into this win over the Chicago Bears. If you'll just confirm that you can see that okay there, sir. We good?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here's what we got on tap for you guys. 15 plays. All right. This is obviously the Week 14 matchup at Lambeau Field versus the Chicago Bears. Green Bay Packers get the 28-21 victory. They won the middle 8, 7-3. We'll show that touchdown that gave them that 7-3 win. And then they tied in turnover differential. Obviously, the Jordan Love interception in the first quarter will be like the second play we show. We'll get the bad stuff out of the way early. And then, of course, we'll show you the interception that sealed the game at the end. That ended up tying the turnover differential 1-1. Still, to me, feels like Chicago won the turnover battle 1-0, although that is a crucial interception at the end. So I guess you got to count it, right? But Let's jump right into the first play here. First quarter, 6:40 left in the quarter, 0-0, 2nd and 5 play. This is what we're talking about getting off a schedule. You'll hear me, and listen, I've rated Caleb Williams over the coals for these type of plays right here, where he puts his team in such a bad spot, Tim, by taking sacks that he shouldn't. And I told everybody, I said I felt like after watching the tape numerous times, I can only see 2 bad plays by Jordan Love. It was this play here, and then it was the interception. Outside of that, I cannot think of another play where I was like, "Ooh, that's on J Love there." He played lights out other than these 2 plays that happened in the first quarter. So first one, 6:40 left, 2nd and 5 at Chicago's 38-yard line. When you're at the 38-yard line, you're already ahead of schedule on 2nd and 5. Listen, you take what the defense gives you. I will say I do not like the play call. However, Jordan's got to know you cannot take a sack here. You put this thing at one of the receiver's feet, at worst case scenario, you live the play on 3rd and 5 as opposed to taking, I think it was a 14-yard loss and knocked you out of field goal position where you had to be overly aggressive on the next play where the pick happens. Here's a play called 12 ace, dub nasty, curl flats, T stab. All right. So here's what we got in the works with the curl flats is really, really simple. These guys are going to run, I'm pretty sure it's a choice route, but they're just going to run deep kind of comebacks or a curl route here. And what they're designed to do, I've seen Matt do this in his offense. He wants to stretch that defense vertically, get them to flip their hips, and then just come back on a curl route or a comeback. And Dobby is going to do the same thing. He doesn't get near as much respect over the top, so he really has nowhere to go. He breaks it off a little shallower. So there's your curls. And what you're going to have is 2 leaks. You're going to have a chip, a leak in the flat, a chip, leak in the flat. So you got options underneath as well. And it's going to be a stab route, which is a curl right here in the middle. So you can kind of see, Tim, it's almost like a spacing concept, which, surprise, surprise, I've been vocal. I hate spacing concepts. I want guys moving horizontally and vertically is what I want to see, not just sit down in space and divide the field up into chunks, right? But again, this is 12 ace, dub nasty, curl flats, T stab. The only play I see here, Tim, is to go to Christian Watson down here, but you got to get that ball out perfectly on time, and you'll see the pressure kind of gets to Jordan as he drops back, and you see Scoot. See, like right here, the ball's got to come out right now, but I'm pretty sure these are choice routes, though. So I'm thinking Jordan's wanting to make damn sure that he's going to break that thing off and chop it down. He knows Dobby's going to chop it down already, but I'm pretty sure this is a choice route. He could go if they were playing underneath trail in a single high look. They're in a 2 high shell, so they should both know he's going to chop this down, right? So I think that's why Jordan hesitated. And then right here, let that thing go. But it doesn't look like he's on him anymore. So you can kind of see everything's covered up. However, if you hit your tight
ends, either tight end, pick a tight end.
If you hit one of them, there's a chance they break an arm tackle or at least gain 3 yards, right, with the momentum they got going outside.
You might even argue you could hit Emmanuel Wilson there too.
Yeah, and to me, the stab, I wouldn't go there. I understand what you're saying, though. It's better than taking a sack, that's for sure. But you can also let this thing go right now to Scoot. Watch Scoot work back to the ball. Like, you got that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get it. Nose down. Give him something to come back to.
But the ball's got to be out. And look at where Jordan's at now. Look at all the pressure in his face. So it's hard if he hadn't already made that decision, which he should have made that decision based off of the coverage and the technique the corners are playing, because you could tell, look how they played Dobby up here and look how they played Scoot, right? They're like, we're not letting Nam beat us over the top. And these guys are like, we're not worried about 87 beating us over the top. So
I like Fitzpatrick more. You're looking at the 2 tight ends, 86 there at the top. If he could have got it out right away, might have had a play. I agree.
Yeah, it's a safer bet, right? Pick up a couple yards, and now you're looking at a 3rd and 3. But again, right here, you'll notice now, Jordan goes to him. Right here, you got to be ready to let it go. It looks like he wants to, but now he feels the pressure a little bit, right? So he kind of drifts back across, looks at Emmanuel, doesn't have it. He gets kind of tripped up there by Rashid, and he's thinking I can scramble right. Thank God he didn't fumble right there. But so what that does now, Tim, is that puts you in a 3rd and 19 where you were in 2nd and 5. right?
Yeah.
So,
And we see that from time to time because, Jordan's looking for that kill shot.
absolutely.
We talk about the gunslinger. He's trying to get through those read progressions. And sometimes you have plays like that happen, right? How long can your O-line really hold up? I mean, Rasheed Walker was doing everything he could there on the left side. And Jordan's just trying to make a play. So, we get the luxury of looking at this all 22 slow motion, but Jordan
Right.
had 1.1 seconds to make a decision.
Yeah, exactly. And again, he's probably thinking in his mind, if Christian doesn't break that route off and come back on the curl, am I throwing a pick right here? So he's a little hesitant there, right? But again,
You almost wonder if he was, maybe thinking tuck that ball and just run right behind Emmanuel Wilson up the middle there, as the pocket starts to collapse. But, there's so many decisions you have to make in so little time,
Yeah, definitely. So the next play, now you're way behind schedule, 3rd and 19. I'm going to tell you guys my thought process right here. Cold day. If you pick up 5 yards, you're probably not going to hit that field goal, right? I said, as soon as I'm charting the game, and as soon as I looked down, I seen 3rd and 19, I went shot play. Throw it to the end zone. Just throw the damn thing to the end zone, right? Like, Give me 3 go routes. Try to find the one who's got the least amount of coverage on. Let them go up and try to jump ball. If they don't get it, it gets picked off. Okay, it's as good as a punt, right? Kind of give you guys a chance. And who knows, maybe you get a pass interference called as well. However, this is the route they end up going. They end up, the worst case scenario is throwing a pick right here. And the worst is obviously giving up a long return on the interception. But we're in 11 gun nasty. Trey left 796 Y leak TV, which a V route is an angle route. So let me draw everything out. So 11 gun nasty. Everybody's in that nasty split we talk about, right? 796 is a corner dig go. Okay, so what we're going to do is a corner, and then you're going to have a dig. I think that's right. And then the go, actually, I got that crossed up. It's a corner go dig, my bad. So you go corner, go, which is going to be kind of a skinny post, and then you're going to run a dig here. All right, so that's kind of the look you got. It's almost like a reverse dagger approach there. And then the Y is going to leak out in the flat, okay? So got it wrong again. Look at this. One more time. We do it nice because we do it twice. All right, there's your go. The dig is here. That's what we were talking about. I was thinking strike, not dagger. And then the Y is going to chip, leak out in the flat. All right. The T is going to be on an angle route, or what we call a V route. Okay. So again, it's 11 gun nasty, Trey left, 796 Y leak TV. Matthew Golden is going to run a dig here. I think what happens here, Tim, is Jordan gets caught in between wanting to go to Golden and last second trying to kind of let me go to the V, right? And as he tries to go to the V, he goes right in between the two is what it looked like to me. Now, I will say this, that Matt LaFleur said, yeah, it's a bad decision by Jordan. There were some other things off in the play, which means somebody probably ran the wrong route. However, Jordan, I love that he approached it that way. Like, you still can't throw that ball. You just can't throw it right to a defender, So let's roll the tape here. You'll see what I'm talking about. Watch Golden at the top. So think of how Jordan's reading this. So it looks like they're going to be playing some kind of Tampa 2 look. You see,
he's looking left right now. You can tell.
Yeah,
he's looking at Wicks and Reed.
Mm-hmm. Kind of working that read over there. Okay, bang. So now you see the deep corner. Now Jordan's already let the ball go. So to me, it almost feels like he was surprised that these backers got so much depth. Right, you got a Tampa 2 guy here. Right, see how deep these guys are going. So as he turns this thing loose right here, I think he kind of short arms it at the last second and thinks he wanted to go here, seen it at the last second, and tried to get it to here, and ended up throwing right in between, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's what perfect example. We had one where he doesn't get rid of it and takes a sack, and here he's getting rid of it a little too early, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
He had Chris Brooks wide open underneath. If he had another hitch, he might have hit that low read coming through.
Yeah, and that's – looking back on it, you can go to that route right there, right? Of course, it's probably going to be too long for a field goal. Now you're going for it on 4th down. Better than throwing a pick. But right here, again, like Jordan, just the way his feet and everything look right there is almost like he last second kind of second guessed it, right?
Yeah.
And just kind of
almost like he knew he was letting it go a little too soon.
Yeah. And then, of course, throws it right to the defender. So, the casual fan, you just watching on TV, you go, oh, what a stupid throw. How did he not see him? I don't think it was he didn't see him. I think it was he kind of got caught in between where he actually wanted to go with the ball. and obviously filling the pass rush bear down. So gotten some of the bad parts out of the way already. Again, that throw right there, Tim, probably doesn't even happen if you don't put yourself in that kind of situation. If you're looking at, if you'd have took the flat like we talked about on the tight end and picked up 2 or 3 yards, you're looking at a 3rd and short, you may have checked to a run, or you would feel a lot better about those backers snugging up a little bit more. Like they're kind of playing the sticks there and drifting back, and that takes the dig away on that concept. So, again, that interception there kind of put us behind the 8 ball a little bit early, but the defense stood up tall. Now, the next play is going to be 2nd quarter, 10:59 left, 0-0, 3rd and 2 at Chicago's 44-yard line. And this is Love to Wiley for 21 yards. I love this play here. And the play call is 13 ace, Y70 safe, Trey right, 22 fake, X cross, switch dog, flat 86, and an out with the 81. Okay, so that's the switch dog concept. There are going to be leaks there as well. So it's a long play call. Again, what's Y70 you see here? We got our boy Kennard playing an extra offensive line position, right? And the way I like to do this, guys, some people look at it different. They may say he's the U. I always treat the U as the off tight end in Matt LaFleur's offense. So some would even say, yeah, I guess you're going to label him an H right here. So I would go Y, I would go U, and I would go H. Some people would say they would go right here, U, Y, and then H if they wanted to approach it that way. And that's totally cool either way. So, again, though, the point is 13 ace with one of those tight ends, one of those 3 tight ends being an extra offensive line. Now, the play call, we're in a Trey right look, right? You got 3 to the right, at least one of which are tight ends. In this case, all 3 are tight ends. And we're going to go 22 fake. So this is going to be a fake run, A-gap right. Okay, so we're going to play fake here, 22 fake, and then the X is going to run a crosser route. Okay, so I think that's Christian here. So he's just going to kind of run a little mid crosser route here, and then switch dog with the leaks here is going to be a flat from 86. So they're going to switch, right? And a dog concept is essentially a flat, right, underneath, and then the second part of it is going to be an out or a corner. So this is kind of what they're looking to attack at. Once the X, in this case, Christian Watson, arrives at the right side of the field, this kind of becomes a flood concept. It just takes a little bit of time to develop. But again, I love the play call. And the reason it's switched is notice how these guys kind of switch spots right here and intersect. So they're going to kind of work in and around each other. Again, 13 ace, Y70 safe. What's the safe? Even though 70's playing tight end, he's just going to stay in and pass block. So you've got a 6-man protection right here, right? And it's going to be a play fake. And how many times, Tim, have we seen on the tape, especially in New York against the Giants, where we're running out of this Y70 look, right?
I was just going to say, I mean, you look at the Bears, too. They're loaded up. They're thinking run all the way, for sure.
Absolutely. So you've been setting this up all year long. So now it becomes a high-low read for J-Lo, and you're going to notice he's going to play fake and then drift right, okay? And some people call this concept drift. So you've seen the chip, and now releasing underneath, here comes that dog concept, and then you've got the crosser, which you got 2 windows to attack there. And now it becomes just a high-low read for Jordan. So Jordan looks here. All right. Yeah, I mean, you could have thrown here if you wanted to. You could have gone here. You could have let him clear and go here. I love that he gets it out quick, right? Just stay on time. Let Wiley secure the catch, pick up 21 yards.
You could see Fitzpatrick had his hands up. He thought for a second he was getting that ball for sure, because I guarantee you Jordan was looking at him and at Wiley.
Yeah, and
watch 86 here from this camera angle. This is beauty. You can just see him like he thinks he's getting it.
Yeah, he's like,
okay. Oh, I love it.
And then Wiley, of course, securing the catch. Wiley has impressed the hell out of me. There's nothing flashy about his game. He'll smack people in the mouth and he'll catch the football, man. That's all he does. Absolutely love it. So again, that's a 21-yarder. Guess what? That's an explosive. So that triples your chances of scoring on that drive. We're going to fast forward a couple plays here. 2nd quarter, 9:19 left, still 0-0. 3rd and 10 at Chicago's 23. This is Jordan Love to Christian Watson for the 23-yard touchdown pass. We're going to go, and you guys correct me if you see anything wrong in the chat, guys. I threw this together as quick as I could here today. We're going 11 gun, trips left, curls, choice pivot, F climb, all safe. So this is kind of a max protect look. So again, what we're seeing from Matt LaFleur is he's keeping more blockers in this game because he thought that Chicago, having kind of a bad pass rush, would probably try to blitz us today. So, hey, let's keep as many people in the block as possible and let our receivers go eat. That's essentially the way we approach this passing game. So the
no
trips
block, no rock.
You got 3 to the left. All 3 are wide receivers. You could call this nub right or trips left. I went trips left. And we're going to go curls, choice, pivot. All right. So the 1 and the 3. All right. So, or let's see, the choice pivot. This looks like Chinese to me now, man. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Tell me how that works. So I think what we're doing is with the curls here, and I think the pivot is maybe here, I believe, and then curls here. Nope, we got an F climb in there, don't we? So the F.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
On the climb. Again, the pivot, which could have been a curl route, but it's a choice route, and then your curl in here. That's what we got. All right. And then, of course, all safe means these guys just staying in and blocking. I love Chris Brooks right up the middle, boy, just sticking his nose in there and blocking again. So this is going to go to Christian on the climb route, right? But notice this choice route right here. Kind of feels like it's supposed to be a pivot, and he wants to just kind of sit down and not work back into this curl space. So you've almost got like a spacing concept in case they're playing some kind of zone coverage, and then just let Christian climb out here. And again, this goes to Christian Watson for the tutter. So you see, look at the pivot. He kind of has the pivot right there, right? But Jordan's already made his mind up. Once this defender went here, I think Matt referred to it as or maybe Jordan referred to it as possibly a busted coverage. I think he's biting there. The safety probably clamped down too, and then Jordan just throws him open over here on the backside. You can see it's a perfect throw. Just throw it up in there and catch. I love that he led him further to the sideline than up too, to not give that corner or the DB a chance to make a play. So look at Chris Brooks, guys. Bang, right there just unbelievable, man. Great job.
He can block.
He absolutely can. And looking at that early, Jordan gave Christian that kind of – he was hot routing there, Clay. He was hitting wide. He said, all right, I like the look here. I got man across the board. I think he's looking at
right there, see the hand? Make
sure he does the Z, like a Zorro. The Z for Christian said, hey, let me get you the little hip pull on the left hip there, and you know the route, we're out of here. But being able to do that, I mean, hot route master is Jordan Love right now. He's just icing them up. You like to see that because when, all right, I'm going to take a chance with Christian having that speed with a safety flat-footed at the top. How are they going to play the curl underneath with Jaden Reed? If that guy drops, it's over. I got the look for Christian over the top, single, zero man basically, and that's it.
Look at the stripe on the helmet right there. Look at that. Look at it. Oh, I'm going this way. I mean, Jordan ran a great route. I mean, if Jordan wanted to hammer that, he probably could have got it there. But I just love the stripe of the helmet. You're looking, and then bam, dimes.
It's all about side adjustments, and he's opened up to hammer that choice pivot, right? But instead, he's got the arm strength to just flip it out there. I love what Bates said there too. Like we said, Watson flattening the route, not giving the DB was nice. Right? I mean, just not giving him a chance at all. And I love Jordan. Look at his footwork, guys. Seriously. Just watch his feet for just a second. Watch Jordan right here. That is not how they teach it.
No.
But when you got an elite arm, man, that's what you can do.
Gets depth, drifts back, just kind of stays in the pocket, keeps himself open. He's not overwhelmed at all. The blitz there, how many people they have lined up? They got 6 guys trying to come after him. He doesn't even feel it at this point. The dude's accidentally holding the left stick down too far. You know what I mean? Like when you're just okay, come on, don't come near me. I can still make it.
Show him how it's done, Emilio. Show him how it's done.
I don't even know where it is. Another room.
And like Deadfish talking about, there's 7 guys rushing, right? Like you got 7 guys blitzing, but again, it's kind of like a max protect look,
right? And
that's why you've got time to get that thing out of there. And I love this too. This poor guy falls down, right? Watch number 90. I think it's 98 over here on the right side. Watch, he slips. And watch Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan goes, "Hey, but don't worry about it. Trust me, it ain't going to matter anyway. This is going to be 6. It's going to be 6 right here. Okay, you just go ahead, go back to your huddle. You're good." Love it, man. So again, Jordan Love, Christian Watson on the same page, man. They were on one.
And Jordan reading that defense, right? Seeing what you got out there, trust in your eyes too, making sure, all right, they're not going to – I mean, the only other one he's looking at is Johnson there. If he's dropping, covering Wiley. If he's not, cool. We're taking Christian all day long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, flattening that route off too. That's that chemistry, right? You just trust your guy. You know he's going to do what you think he's going to do, and you just put a beautiful ball on him, right?
Right.
Yeah. Like when I call these out, when I say Z-dig, climbs, Y-shoot, all this stuff, 90% of these routes are choice routes too. Like we're just showing you the end result. These guys are really they got a lot of freedom to kind of attack space, if you will. So obviously the Packers score there. They go up 7-0. Chicago would get a field goal that makes it 7-3. Now we're going to fast forward to the middle 8, second quarter, 38 seconds left. Green Bay up 7-3, 2nd and 10 at Chicago's 45-yard line. This is Jordan Love to Bo Nose Tutters, baby. This is Bo Melton on the touchdown here. 11 gun, trips left, Z dig, climbs, Y shoot, T leak with the swing. Okay, so let's get the T out of the way. He's just going to kind of hang back and then run a little swing route here. Okay, now the trips left, you guys know what it means. We're going to go Z dig, climbs. So the 1 is going to be your dig. All right, you're going to have a dig there, and then you're going to have a double climb here. So what do you have here, guys? Slot cross. You could say slot cross, F climb, right, and get to the same place. And then the Y is going to run what we call a shoot route. And I think coach calls it an arrow route, right, or similar to an arrow route. Right. So that's your play call there, right? Again, 11 gun, trips left, Z dig, climbs, Y shoot, T leak. So you've got all kinds of areas here. You got basically, if I were to light this up in blue, man, you've got a window here and then the window here. Yep. You've got a window here. You got a window here. You got a window here. Once the climb clears, it may clear open that space right there. And then you got a guy down here. And if you need a check down, if everybody bails out and they're in man coverage or fire a blitz and they leave the T alone, you can just hammer it to the flat. I love the way they're attacking space on this particular play. But
especially in a middle field open scenario, right? Most of your options are middle field.
Yeah.
And we love this formation, don't we, Clay? I mean, you got the 3 receivers to the left, to the wide side of the field, tight end, basically nub right if he's not on, 3-pointer or whatnot. You can run the 3 verts with the tight end crossing right behind it, open up that space. You got halfback to that side. You got a bubble screen. You could do a halfback screen with 3 wide receivers. So many options out of this trips formation.
What I like better than this, though, imagine him being here, sidecar right. Because you're strong right. If you go sidecar right, you can work here on an RPO look with a bubble if you wanted to. You
still looking same side,
right? But the other thing too, so you imagine that as a play, right? So you've got a run pass option baked in with a little bubble screen. And then imagine if you just wanted to check and just go, again, if he's over here and just go inside zone run, you can do that. If he's on this side as well, guess what you can do? If they start to overload this side of the field, you can go slip screen over here and you got the hat count, right? And then, of course, my favorite of them, which is very similar to this play, but a little bit different. I like to go dagger, right? Mm-hmm. And then with slot cross baked in here. And then a shallow here. And then if your running back's on this side, your running back's here, chip and leak. Right?
I put the running back on a Texas route, Clay. I need some vertical height there just in case.
You're way too aggressive. You young whippersnappers are way too aggressive.
He's already got 1 vert route baked in there, Emilio. Come on now.
Everybody in the chat's going, can we see what actually happened, you bunch of knuckleheads? All right, so let's roll the tape. Watch Bo Melton. He's just going to scorch a kid. This is horrible. So this is one of those where he kind of, oh, crap. And by the way, Christian Watson's dad confirmed Bo Melton working out with the same people that Christian works out with. He actually was tested on laser. A 4.140 is what Christian Watson's dad said on Bo Melton.
I love it. I love how him and Scoot have a little friendly banter going on, too, about who's the fastest.
Yes.
You talk about guys making each other better. Those guys are on each other every week about who's the fastest. I love it.
Love it.
And again, Bo Melton running butt naked through the trailer park. And some people, he underthrew him. I would rather him throw that ball than air mail it out of bounds, right? Yep. Give your guy a chance to make a play right here. And look at Jordan again, just letting that thing rip. I mean, he threw that from the 45-yard line, right? So that's basically 50 yards. 50 yards kind of off his back foot, just a little floater out there. Mm-hmm. What a great play, man. Love to see Bo Melton getting paid dirt, man.
Because they're sitting back there thinking, oh, we got corner 4 out here. We're fine. Let's pay attention to it was Jaden Reed on the underneath on the cross, right? So you got the safety in the corner pinching on Jaden. It's over.
Yep.
I like Bo's concentration there too. I think Jordan talked about that on McAfee today. Just Bo making a great play there because that Bo knew that coverage was coming over. And at the last second, he's able to track that ball and make a good body catch there in the end zone.
Yeah, they had a diamond. Exactly, Tim, because they had a diamond around Jaden Reed. So where's the safety help over the top for Bo's speed?
Yep.
It's like that peripheral vision. He knows it was soft pre-snap. So he's got to know that guy's breathing down on me. And, to not brace for impact, to not, take your eye off the ball and track that ball with a hand in your face, incredible play by Bo Melton. Not bad for a corner, right?
Right.
Yeah. And again, they really what they did there, Emilio, it's like the defense chose to take slot cross away. Absolutely. They just wasn't expecting the extra climb. They had a +1 climb, and sooner or later you run out of numbers.
Well, because you're to your point, Clay. What if it was more of a dagger concept, and Bo was supposed to be running a streak, and he's like, dude, why would I leave? Why would I run this route into coverage when the corner and safety are on that side when I can just veer off to the right and be wide open?
Absolutely. Look at the pass protection too, boys. Love it. That's solid, man. Just give him a
pocket on the interior there.
Bo Melton with a hell of a catch. That had a hand in his face too. That's a good catch.
Coach said he calls this play Blizzard.
Nice. That's a good day to call it that too, man. It's colder than a well digger's ass out there, wasn't it, man? Unbelievable. All right, next play. Nickel 3-3-5 is what we're going to show you. A little Joker 1. Y'all ready for this? We got second quarter, 27 seconds left. So think about this. You just went down and scored in the middle late. You took the middle late 7-0. So Chicago is trying to decide how aggressive do we want to be here. And it's Enigbare that stepped up. All right. Green Bay's up 14-3, 1st and 10, and Chicago's at their own 37-yard line. Kingsley Enigbare going to get the sack here. We got a nickel 3-3-5. Here comes our first Joker 1, ME fire, cover 3 buzz. Okay. And it's going to be 29 who's buzzing. So what you've got here with the cover 3 is you're going to have deep third. Evan Williams will be deep third, Carrington deep third, and then 29 is going to buzz. And then once he buzzes, you'll see him get a little bit more depth and kind of work his way back up. But essentially, he's the buzz defender, right? And everyone else is kind of curl flat. But with the ME fire, Micah is technically the Mike here, right? He's kind of lined up as a stack backer position. He's mugging. That's that Joker 1 look. What we're going to do here, this is beautiful. What have we seen on tape with Caleb? He loves to scramble outside, right? We've seen it over and over and over again. So here's what they do on this particular play. They're going to blitz with Gary or just rush with Gary, right? 94 is going to press the middle of the pocket. And then Micah is going to go this way, right, around. And then what's going to happen is Enigbare is going to kind of float a little bit, right? He's just going to basically engage and then look for Caleb to step up. That's why he surprises Caleb and smacks him in the mouth. Again, and now you got a cover 3 look, cover 3 buzz. So Caleb drops back. We're showing a shell look, 2 high shell, right? So you're thinking could be quarters, could be cover 6. Ball snapped. As soon as the ball snapped, watch McKinney. Look, you actually seen Evan Williams bluff the spur, and now McKinney comes down in the buzz, right? So now look at Caleb. Now Caleb looks up and goes, they're no longer in shell, right? The buzz defender I thought I had in 33 is actually the post safety. 29 is the buzz defender, and he's getting depth. Yep. This got to be what's going through Caleb's mind if he's not thinking about his nail polish. Now watch, look at Micah bust through, and Caleb like, all right, that's no problem. Let me step up and look at Enigbare. Bang, right in the mouth. That is so well designed by Jeff Hafley. Again, watch the pass rush. Wash it out. You notice how Enigbare actually jams a little bit here, right?
Holds up his release route.
Yeah. It's almost like a lurk blitz or something,
or a delayed loop or something. But being able to do that holds up one of his, his release routes. And 2, Caleb doesn't expect a loop 3 seconds into the play. I mean, at that point, and Micah at that point knew he was out of it. Said, "All right, fine, I'm taking out the tackle while I'm at it. You see him press him, and all right, I'm going to clean up whatever's there."
Absolutely, man.
Yep.
Love it, dude.
Great job by Enigbare, too. He doesn't even allow the right tackle to engage him. Just the patience as a rusher there.
I'll tell you something else to watch right here, too. Now, notice the touch spy from 94. Watch 94. Little touch spy. See him occupying both of them. This is what I'm talking about. This is a good time to describe this. Notice 94 isn't trying to get to the quarterback. He literally engages with 2 blockers, right?
We call that winning the hat count.